Hey guys, so let's understand how we slice strings. Yeah, when I'm talking about slicing, it's more to do with accessing of values. So when I'm talking about slicing, we need to first understand that a string is a ordered sequence of Unicode characters. Yeah. Now each character in the string has a unique index in the sequence. The index starts with 0, first character. Yeah. So let me show you an image which will give you an idea what I mean to say. So let me add a text. So you'll see this. It is an ordered sequence of characters, Unicode characters, which the index starts from 0. Yeah. So every character, whether it be space or any other character, it is being counted in the indexing. So in Hello World, if you see there is a space in between hello and Python. Yeah, hello Python. There is a space in between hello and Python, which is also considered in indexing, which is at index 5. Yeah. So the first character in the string has its positional index as 0. The index keeps on incrementing towards the end of the string. Yes. So if a string variable is declared, suppose this in this case, hello Python, index of each character in the string would be as I have shown you in this diagram here. Yeah. Now, Python allows you to access any individual character from the string by its index value. You need to understand that. Yeah. So in case if I type the index as 0, yeah, it will give me h. So let's try to write the code. So if I try to first let me store the value of hello Python. So I'm storing this in a variable. Now if I have to access the first value, that is h. Yeah. Let me write it in capital letters as I have shown in the diagram. So I have hello Python in variable 1. Now if I want to access h in that variable, so I'll be able to access it using the variable name and the index value within square brackets. So if I run this code now, it will give me the character h. Same way, if I want to access the seventh character, I don't know what it was the seventh character, which is y, which you can see here. So it should give me the value y. Yeah. If I try to access the last value, which is 11, which is n. Now, if I try to access the last value, any value which is beyond, which is not within the index. So the index ends at 11. And if I try to access 12, it should give me an error because that index is not available. Yeah, so it is giving me an index error. Yeah. Now, above here, we have seen how string accesses the positive indexing. This is positive indexing. So let me write it again here. So this is positive indexing. Yes. Now there is a way of negative indexing as well. So we have negative indexing. Now when I'm saying negative indexing, let me show you the format it properly. Yes. This was positive indexing, which you have seen, where the values grow, index value goes from zero incrementally to the last character or the last indexing. In negative indexing, now this is one of the unique features of Python that you need to understand. It has a negative indexing. So what happens in negative indexing is we have seen here the number incrementing. But in negative indexing, you can access value using negative in numbers, but the numbering starts from the last alphabet and it starts with -1. Yes. So for the same variable, we have seen we have accessed h using var1 0 using positive indexing. But if I have to access h in negative indexing, I have to write -12. It will give me the same output. Yes. Same way if I have to access y, yes, which was y and then we access n. So if I have to access y, it is -5. Yes. Same way for the nth character, so which is the last one, n, I have to put the index as -1. Yes. So over here, the indexing doesn't start from -0. -0 is no number. So it starts from -1 till -12. However, if I try to access -13, it will give me an indexing error. Yeah. Same way we had here for 12 because it is out of index. Yeah. So we can therefore use positive or negative index to retrieve a character from the string. Yeah. In Python, as I have earlier told you, string is an immutable object. So the object is immutable if it cannot be modified in place. So once stored in a certain memory location, you cannot retrieve any character from the string with the help of an index, but you cannot replace. Yeah, you can retrieve this character. We can see how we have retrieved the character. So we were able to access the character, but you cannot replace it with another character. Yes. So if I try to replace y with smaller y, so if I try to do it this way, just since strings are immutable, let me write it in caps, table, we cannot replace a character within, replace a element within the string. Element of, you can say, character. Okay. How is it? You can see this. So suppose I have a variable, we use the same hello Python. We knew variable 7 is y. We have seen this, yes? Now if I try to replace y, this with smaller y, which is small case y, and I'll say print var1. Let's see what is the output. It is giving me a type error. str object does not support item assignment. So I cannot replace a string value since it is immutable. Now what we can do is, we have seen this is how you can access this. Now let's understand how you can use Python string slicing. Yeah. So we have used a single character. How we can access a single character. Now how we can have a string slicing. So wherein we can access multiple characters. So here we are trying to access multiple characters using string slicing. Make it bold. Yes. Now to do the string slicing, the colon operator is used. Yeah. It needs two integer operands. Yeah. So operator along with two integer operands. Yeah. Both of which may be omitted, as we shall see in the subsequent examples. Yeah. The first operand x. So suppose you write it this way. So you will have x as, suppose that is one integer operand, and you have y as one another integer operand. Yeah. So suppose x is the index of the first character of the desired slice. The second y is the index of the character next to the last in the desired slice. So x, y separates character from x position to y minus 1. So it will be usually y minus 1. Yes. So till that index, you will be able to access the character. How do we, how does that happen? Let's try to understand by accessing the same variable that we had. So we had variable one, which was hello Python. Yeah. Let's try to access uh, characters from 3 to 8. So let's try to print characters from variable 1, 3 till 8, which is this 3 is x, 8 is y. So it will give me characters till 8 minus 1. So that is 7. So it will print characters from 3 to 7th index. Yes. So let me write this indexing. Yes. Let's see what it prints. Prints LOPY. Let's see the indexing here. So third index till 8th index. Yes. L O A minus 7, 1, that is 7. Yes. Copy image. Let me put it here so that we have more alignment in while we are using those. So here, when I say 3 to 8, which is y minus 1, 8 is 7. So 3 to 7, that is third index to 7th index. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that is LO space pi, PY. So this is how you access from 3 to 8. The same way, using negative index, I can also access the same value. Yeah, I can have, the indexing that we did for negative value. Let's see, copy image once again. I'll have a text here. So you have, if I want to get the same thing again, so what I'll do is minus 9 to minus 4. Yeah, negative can also be used to slice. So I want to do minus 9 to minus 4. I have to give one value more. So it will give me till minus 5. Yeah. So it is minus 9 to minus 4. So minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5. So it will give you till here. Let's see. It is giving me the same output, that is same output as we had for positive indexing. Yeah. So this is how you access some value of characters or some characters within a string. Now let's try to understand the default values of indexes within a string. So how do we access the default values? So both operands of Python slice operator are optional. So X, you can either leave out X. Yeah. So the first operand defaults to 0. So if I do not put anything instead of 0, or any of or instead of the X, I do not put any value or integer, it will default select 0 as the index, which means if you do not give the first operand, the slice starts from the character at 0th index. Yeah. Same way, if I do not give the Y index, it will by default start from the minus 1. Yeah. So let's see both the examples. So for both operands, if I try to write for negative as well, similarly, Y operand is also optional. Optional by default, it is minus 1, which means the string will be sliced from the X position. So let me use the same option. Yeah. So if I say I want to print this variable 1 from 0 to 5. So it will be 0 and y 5 would be 5 minus 1. So it is 0 to 4. So in positive index, if I have to see, it will take me from 0 to 4, which is hello. Yes. So let me see if it gives me hello by printing this. Can see this? So 0 to 5 is hello. Now, even if I remove the 0 from here, it will by default consider the X value as 0, which is optional. See this? Yes. Same way, for the Y value, if I keep, if I have the value from 6 to 12, yeah, 12 minus 1 is 11. Yes, 12 minus 1 is 11. So it will give me Python from 6 to 11th value of index, that is Python. So if I try to run this, it is giving me the value as Python. Same way, if I try to delete this 12, it will by default take the last value, assume the last value, and print the value as Python. Sure. So now naturally, if both operands are not optional, if I do not use both of them, the slice will be equal to original string. That's because X is 0 and Y is the last index plus 1. So, or minus 1 by default. Yes. So if I have to print, so if I have to print So if I have to print var1, so I'll use the same thing. Let me put it in different line. So if I print 0 till 12, yeah, this is my entire string. It says 0 till 12. Yes. So this is my entire string 0 from 0 till 12, which is 12 minus 1 is 11. Yeah. Y minus 1, as we have said earlier. So 0 to 12 would be 0 to 11th index. So it should give me the entire string, which is hello Python. You can see the output. Same way, if since both the x and y are optional, if I do not put anything in both of the places, if I do not put anything in this integers, yes, it will still assume the first one as 0 and the last one as 12 as per, since thus options are, since these operands are optional. Now you need to always see to it that the left operand must be smaller than the operand on the right. So x should be smaller. Yes, x should be smaller than y always. Yeah. So Python doesn't raise any error if the left operand is greater, but returns a null string. So if you have, need to note this. You need to note this. The left operand must be smaller than the operand on right for getting a substring. For example, if I put print like this, if I try to print a variable, let me write. So if I try to print the variable like -1, 7, yeah, and here 7. Let's see what is the output. Since -1 is a negative indexing and 7 is positive indexing. Yes. So this is not possible, hence it comes out with a null string. Whereas I can, if I also put it this way, so if I put print 7 and 0, it will still give me a null string. Yes. So you need to be very careful while you're using this slicing method. Now, and also you need to remember is slicing returns a string. So you can very well perform string operation like concatenation or slicing on the slice string. Yeah. So if I talk about return type of string, which is always a new string. Let's try to understand with the same example. Since we had var1 as hello Python, right? Hello Python. Now if I try to slice it, yeah. suppose I want to print two characters with the variable 6 and 2. Yeah. Let me see what it gives. Yes. Oh, sorry, variable 1. We had variable 1. It gives me only two characters, which is HE. Yes. Now, if I have variable 2, I can store a variable 2 that's equal to variable. If I try to store this in variable 2, yes, sorry, variable 1, if I'm trying to store only the hello part in variable 2, let's see what, and print variable 2. Let's see what it stores. So variable 2 has now a value called hello. Yeah. And if I try to slice it the same way, so slice it only two characters here. Now do this. Yeah. I put variable 2, variable 2. It will give me HE again. Yeah. So this is how you can use slicing of your strings with various methods. Yeah. How you can choose a specific variable using the slicing method. Hope you like this. Further to this, we'll see how strings can be modified, how this could be concatenated, or if we want to format a string, we'll see it in a subsequent session.